How's it going, everybody? This is Rene with Neptune Cigars. We're at the PCA 2022 in Las Vegas. I'm standing here with the Ro in RoMa Craft, Mr. Michael Rosales. Michael, thank you so much for taking some time out of this busy day.
Man, how you guys doing today?
We're doing great. The show's awesome. You know, it's packed. It's definitely a good turnout, and I just wanted to see, how this last year has been for you guys personally.
You know, we saw tremendous growth over 2020, 2021, right? And so I think it's been fantastic. I think that, from a company perspective, we've done a really good job of making sure that we have enough tobacco in the supply line to make sure that we can kind of, keep up with current production as well as demand needs, which is a critical part of the infrastructure, right? So you got to make sure that you can make the good cigars. That way you can get the good cigars sold. And that way people can buy really good cigars in the shops, right? Like shops like Neptune. So I think that one of the challenges that a lot of people are going to see is obviously, availability of tobacco is going to be, everyone's looking for more tobacco, right? So everyone's trying to make sure that they're out in the fields and farms and working with Gustavo Cura with Natsa and these other places, making sure that they get really good tobacco. So we're in the trenches. I just got back from the Dominican looking at some new tobacco as well. So we got some projects that are coming out. I'm sure you're going to know about those. We'll get to those in a second. But realistically, right now, the whole part and purpose of coming to the trade show, because we didn't really need to come. Everything that we make is already kind of sold and forecasted and projected. But it was really to sit back and have good conversations, strategy conversations of how do we, program and make sure that we're delivering the cigars when the stores need them, so we can kind of get ahead of that. And the other thing that we wanted to do is also make sure that we're merchandising and that we're educating the guys behind the counter, because I can have a really good shop with the people who buy cigars, but realistically the people who are behind the counter who sell the cigars are 3 times more important, because they're the guys kind of in the trenches, right? So you want to make sure that you have good relationships with them, that they know who you are, and that you're available to them. And that is really what this show is for us, is all about, is really just to kind of sit down and get some face-to-face. It's been a long couple of years without really seeing a lot of people. I mean, our last trade show was 2019, 2020 was canceled, and then we didn't come last year. So you sit back, you take a look at it, and it's kind of refreshing and just kind of energized, and it's there's going to be where I was going with the changes. I think the economy is going to shift a little bit. I think it's going to kind of with kind of the inflation the way that it is, I think a lot of guys are going to start looking for price point, good quality cigars. I think that as tobacco prices go up, people raise their prices. RoMa Craft as a whole is really poised at our price point is kind of this $8 to $12 price point, which is an excellent to get something that's a well handcrafted cigar that's going to burn and smoke well over and over again, is really what our company is built on.
You're right about that. 8 to 12 is like kind of a sweet spot, especially when you're getting a nice premium boutique cigar like yourselves. Yeah. So what can you talk about any future projects, whether it's soon or next year, or any little hints, something?
Yeah, so I mean, I think that it really kind of depends on some of this tobacco that we've been buying and kind of how it develops. We have some ideas. We're looking at expanding the intemperance line. We're looking at maybe doing a Pennsylvania broadleaf kind of expansion, which would kind of offset Cro-Magnon and the Connecticut broadleaf, right? There's always a challenge with getting good quality Connecticut because of whether it's wind or rain or hail or whatever. There's always a disruption with the Connecticut broadleaf. And in Lancaster, they've done a really good job of really kind of enhancing, what they're growing over in Pennsylvania. So we're looking at that. We're also looking at. I can't really talk about that. We always got some tricks up our sleeves for something new and exciting. We just dropped 2020 the Craft, which was the multicolored set that we just did, and then right before that we had the Grand Corona collection. Unfortunately, I just looked on Neptune's website; it's already sold out. So you got to be fast when we do these drops. You never know; you just kind of sneak up. And but anyways, we're blessed to be where we are. We're grateful to have a good partnership like Neptune that continues to support us and continues to grow and helps us deliver our products out to a mass market like their base. So
right, great, okay. So any last messages for Neptune customers watching as to maybe any that haven't tried RoMa Craft yet?
Man, this is what I would tell you. If you're looking for something that is going to be approachable, that's Nicaraguan, full-bodied, full-flavored, but yet not overbearing, I think you'll find our lineup. From the Intemperance Ecuador, Connecticut, the EC, which is nice and creamy, as to the Brazilian Arapiraca that's got a little bit of earthiness, a little bit of espresso, a little like cacao, to the Whiskey Rebellion, which is kind of what I've been smoking, the Jefferson. Anyways, those is really designed to be like the $7 to $9.50 price point of a premium cigar as an introductory to somebody who's never really had RoMa Craft, right? Everyone, Cro-Magnon and Neanderthal have a huge following, and people like it because it's robust. It's in your, it's got this explosion of flavors and this, but not everybody can handle that, right? So I think if you want to start in with the Intemperance and kind of work your way up, I think it's a good price point and for the value for what you get, because we make it, repeatable. So every time you have it, it's the same over and over again, and it's a nice, easy draw, and you don't have to worry about it staying lit. And that's the great thing about it. So if you're a new consumer, Intemperance, EC, BA, or Whiskey Rebellion, I think you'll enjoy them.
I've had it. EC Intemperance is one of my favorite Connecticut's.
Yeah.
For what that's worth.
Yeah.
Michael, thank you so much for taking some time today with us.
I appreciate it.
Enjoy the rest of the show.
Take care.
You guys heard it here first. Look out for RoMa Craft's new stuff coming down the pipeline. This is Renee with Neptune Cigars at the PCA 2022. Catch you next time.
Yeah.